I've changed my t-shirt, put on a hat, and closed my blinds. They'll never figure out that I made 2 videos in the same day. So today I want to talk to you about the Soul Temple, mainly the major implications that this new update means for the game. A lot of people have shared their thoughts and concerns. Some of them I think are foolish, others I think don't go into enough depth about how bad this is, and others have hit the nail on the head. The first thing that's been addressed to me is the concern that this is going to increase the gap between free-to-play players and pay-to-win people. The answer is no, it's not. The main thing that free-to-play players have that pay-to-win players don't have is a disconnect from spending money on this game. If you're a free-to-play player, you are already a winner because you aren't wasting money on this game. Secondly, all you care about is your own progress as a free-to-play player. You don't care what other people are up to. So what if you're not in a guild with pay-to-win people? So what if you can't compete in PvP? PvP is a terrible game mode, and pay-to-win players are off in their own little echelon, doing their own thing, competing with each other and enabling each other. Quite frankly, you should just care about whether you can complete the game. Just think of it as a solo player game like Dark Souls, Skyrim, or The Witcher, or even Elden Ring. You go around, do your own thing, make progress, and win. Who cares what other people are up to? So just think of free-to-play playing as playing in offline mode and not worrying about other people. A major concern is that the auction house exists and you can go ahead and sell them. And oh my god, there is an A-tier Vesa. Okay, where did that come from? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I just got all excited for a moment because I saw there was an A-tier Vesa in the market. That's... Oh, wow. Wow! Woo-wee! Holy crap. Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. Anyway, I got distracted by shiny, pretty hero. Basically, that very thing that just happened to me right there is a concern, right? People with money will do exactly what I just did and said, gee, how much for it? That's selling for about $1,000. That's insane, right? The fact that heroes can sell for this much, and it's just a simple, tiny thing that DH Games have implemented, which is a ranking system, and these base stats, which are quite frankly absurdly high, it really just throws the whole game into a whole different way of playing, because it massively power creeps heroes. That should be your concern, right? It's amazing for free-to-play players, because it just means eventually you can go ahead to the Soul Temple and just give a ranking to a hero for free by doing your quests, which is some where are the quests? There they are. So you just go through the quests. Eventually, you'll get to this point. You'll awaken, and who cares the rewards you get? Because they'll just go onto your hero and make them stronger. You get an instant improvement, right? Who cares if you compete against other people? It doesn't matter. The scary thing is whales and people that want to push as much out of their accounts as they can will spend big for these heroes, and it's terrifying because that's going to enable a whole trade system where people are going to make money for doing exactly what this person's done and just high rolling hero copies. Although the issue is people chasing high rolls are going to go ahead and buy Starry gems, and Starry gems cost a lot of money. For example, you saw me do in an earlier video 25 searches for Seer, and it cost me $100 to do that. That's a lot of money. DH Games are going to make a killing from this. It is just loot box playing, but ranking heroes is just, it's an insanely good thing. DH Games have figured out, quite frankly, the thing that people spend money on is stats. That's why we like skins. That's why we like things like celestial idol materials. We just like making our heroes more powerful. So the fact they've implemented an entire system that does exactly that is just genius. Although people that care about PvP and things like that are going to feel really bummed out by this, because it just does become whoever has the biggest hero wins. But hopefully that can tell you even more that PvP is a dead game mode and you shouldn't care about it at all, right? If you forget that PvP exists, this update doesn't impact the game at all. The main thing that's a concern is the fact that players are able to go ahead and trade in the Starry Gems gifts. You could select iOS or Google Play, enter their ID, and send them gems. That means there is a very real chance that a market occurs around this game, where people are trying to search for good hero copies, like our friend did here with this A- Vesa. They then sell the Vesa, and then suddenly profit massively by getting a ton of Starry Gems. Then they go and find a whale and sell the Starry Gems to them, and that's $1,000 of Starry Gems. So if I turn around to a whale and said, yo, I'll give you those for $900, a whale would bite my hand off, because that's just straight up better value. They're saving 10%. And the only concern then is scamming. And scamming could quite frankly just be, right, send me the Starry Gems first, and then I'll send you the money, and the person might not send the money, and that results in the person getting absolutely ruined. So to do that safely, you're going to need something called a middleman, someone like me or a trusted member of the community who can say, right, let's confirm these gems exist. Send them to me. So the player sends me the gems, and I go, right, I can see right here that I have 25,000 gems that you got for selling that Vesa. Mr. Whale, do you have the $900? And they'll say, yes. Okay, send me them on PayPal after you've done the fees. And then I then have in my PayPal account the money, and the gems are on my Idle Heroes account. So I make sure the two things are there, and then I send them away to the parties, getting a cut myself for my time, and then we're all happy. Everyone's a winner. I've done a service. I profit from that. And then, of course, the whale gets really cheap gems, so they profit, and the person who sold the Vesa also profits. Everyone is a winner. But the problem is, if one of those three things goes wrong, the middleman, the seller, or the buyer, someone is going to get hurt. And that's why you should use a trusted middleman if you are doing this. I'm going to make myself available to people who are doing large trades so that you guys do not get ruined. The last thing I want is for whales to get burned or for people to just get scammed out of their Starry gems. Both are possible, and that is why I am opening myself. Just reach out to me in Discord. I probably will do middleman streams as well, where people can just come in and we'll work something out, and hopefully you guys can get yourself through with some safe transactions. Just let me know if that's a service that you want in the comment section down below. Anyway, that's me using my platform for the greater good to stop you guys getting scammed, and just watch out. Just don't trade to people you don't know, don't trade to people you don't trust, and heck, just don't trade to people without using a middleman. It's just common sense. So that's one major concern. Another major concern is the people who are money launderers. If you don't know what that is where you have a ton of illegal money and you need to put it through the tax system so that you can legally use it and people don't start asking questions. That's a very simplified version of how it works, but simply you're just trying to clean up dirty money. What they could do is just go here, buy a ton of Starry gems from the Starry gem purchase, and then find a whale and sell them. And you might think, wait, are they just losing money? For them, that money is already lost. They have $1,000 that's dirty money, but I'm talking huge amounts of money, not just grands, but like tens of thousands that they can't do anything with. They can then go ahead and buy a ton of these packages and then find a whale to sell the money to. Inevitably, they lose money, but it cleans up the money, because if the taxman ever asks, they just say, oh, I just accumulated a ton of them in this game and sold that in-game currency for money, and they'll be like, okay, that's cool, right? That is a potential thing that people can do. And it's scary, very scary, that is something they can do. Maybe they'll get fined on it, maybe they won't, but it is something that needs to be a concern and needs to be addressed, because it is a very, very awkward way to do it. And people might comment in the comment section and say, no, this isn't going to be a problem. No, that's not how money laundering works, or things like that. But people can siphon money through the game, and it's kind of terrifying. Another thing that's terrifying is the fact that this market is influenced by people like me, right? The very fact that Vesa is an attractive hero to buy is based on the fact that Vesa is a transcendence hero, and a very good one for that matter. However, there's more to the world than just Vesa, right? What if I suddenly start going, yo, guys, this new hero that comes out is crap, right? Think about when Seahu came out. Seahu wasn't a good hero. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this guy over here, right? Seahu was never that good when he came out. It was only when EOS came out and people started realizing you could run block teams with EOS and actually do well, that people were like, holy crap, Seahu's actually really good. And that increased the amount of people that wanted to grab Seahu and put two of them on their team. With that happening, that kind of awareness in the community being brought to light, that will inevitably increase the demand for Seahus in the auction house and therefore run up the price. Now, fortunately, DH Games have capped the price, but if people start underselling the market will eventually fluctuate back up, which means people could actually make money buying and selling heroes as the price goes up and down. The only thing you need to be aware of is the auction market. There is a 5% cut that happens to DH Games. They do manage to get themselves a little 5% profit-arinos, which I find really not nice. I don't like that, right? I don't rate that the DH Games make a profit. And why do they need to take 5%? It's not like it's worth anything. They already made money when we bought them. I guess it siphons the crystals out the market, which stops the market from becoming oversaturated. That's smart, but surely that's already happening by the existence of the Starry Gem Mall, right? Where people can go in here and buy all this stuff. And look, the fact that people can buy cores is terrifying. The fact that people can buy Celestial Island materials is terrifying, because it means that those who accumulate the most Starry Gems are going to ultimately have the best stuff, which means free-to-play players could get a massive acceleration acceleration. If you high roll, let's say like an A tier seer, for example, you can go flip that on the market, get a ton of Starry gems, and suddenly you can buy things on your account. So that's amazing for free-to-play players, but it's going to be a very rare thing that happens. But it's also very important that it's going to make the demand for Starry gems really high, because not only do they buy you really good hero copies, they're also going to basically get you some of the best packages in the game. Cores, 10 star, 9 stars, right? Look, there's Void Resource Selection Chest, which is giving you Star Spawn cores. It's just wild, right? It's absolutely wild. And I think it's cool, right? I'll level with you. It's cool. And it means that free-to-play players can get this interesting way of adding valuable packages to their account that they otherwise wouldn't be able to grab. And it means that people are going to really start spending on the game in a way that they haven't before. So for DH Games, it's massively fantastic for their pocket. But the thing that we have to be concerned about as players is it means the spending is going to be through the roof right now. The game is going to push right up the Google Play market. It means more people are probably going to go ahead and pick up the game. When people start hearing that you can make profit on this game by selling these Starry gems, that might bring other people in to come and try it out and play it. The implications are insane. Right, and that's the whole point of this video. What are the implications? It means that, like, either the game is going to blow up and loads of people are going to try this out because it's now an NFT market with auctions and selling and profits. And if you are using middlemen to facilitate good trades and not getting scammed, you're actually going to have quite a pleasant time playing this. Obviously, if you're working on the black markets of this game and you're getting scammed by people that are just screwing you over, then that's your own fault for not playing safe and using middlemen. But at the same time, people that are part of this community we'll probably see an influx of new players. We will probably see a lot more buzz and excitement around this game. And I think, yes, it's ruined PvP, but PvP was already dead, right? So it's only improved the game. And I, at first, hated this update, right? But the fact that DH Games have addressed the auction house by capping the amount things can sell for is good. The fact that you can swap for free as a free-to-play player by just completing these quests up here is brilliant. And look, there's so many ways you can do these. Yes, it's going to take you a long time, but it's encouraging you to play the different game modes and to make progress. It's brilliant, right? There is so much good stuff you can do here, and it's rewarding you for things that you otherwise didn't think about doing. Like, loads of people forget to attack the guild altar every day. Now, suddenly that's become an attractive thing to do because it's going to get you awakened heroes eventually. That's nice. I think this is great. It's encouraging people to play the game, and yeah, sure, you might not get as many flips as other people do if they go ahead and either disassemble these guys or spend money to, you know, buy these and then flip it like I did in the previous video, but honestly, I don't think people are going to do that unless they're really, really rich, right? You have to be stupid to just buy and constantly flip heroes. I'm never doing that again. I thought it was stupid. And even when I grab Starry gems, a part of me might just want to sell them to someone else or use them to actually buy good heroes on the marketplace. Yes, there are going to be kinds of players who are looking for high rolls, and that's great because that scratches an itch to those that like opening loot boxes and going for things that give you good rewards. But you've got to remember the odds are right here. They're not fantastic. And eventually the market is going to get filled with A's and B's and S's, and it's going to take time, but ultimately we will see loads of interest with high-end heroes. Another really cool thing that people are forgetting is you can buy an A tier hero and then eventually get an S tier one if you're lucky, and then sell that A tier hero and you get all the stuff back. So the investment's not completely lost, and then you can then sell those Starry gems. So people can put money into the game, use a hero for a while, and then sell that hero. It actually makes the money you've put in actually have a way of coming back out again. And that's the really other cool thing about Starry gems, is you can go ahead and cash out of the game in a way that we couldn't before, which is hugely brilliant for people that feel like they've spent too much and then panic, right? But obviously you need to have valuable assets to do that. And the only valuable asset that exists is things like this A- Vesa that's currently sitting on the market for $1,000. And that's terrifying, right? Because we've seen people collect trading cards. We've seen people collect all sorts of things. I've seen CSGO skins. I've seen cars and wheels in Rocket League sell for extortionate amounts of money. This is nothing new, and those things are purely cosmetic. This improves your stats in the game. And a lot of people are like, ew, it improves stats in the game. This is ridiculous. But I would agree if this game was focused on PvP. If that was all this game was, right? If someone has an unfair advantage because they've spent money, then yeah, sure. But there is no unfair advantage. Because at the end of the day, the game modes that count are the ones that are just you playing the game. You pushing Seal Land, you making the progress you can. And yes, ultimately everything returns to PvP and doing that stuff. But if you're doing well in PvP, you've already spent a ton of money, right? You cannot compete. There is no PvP to compete in. And the PvP that I'm running, the IHXC, absolutely will ban this stuff. You're not allowed to have enhanced awakened heroes on your PvP teams. That's just not allowed. So I will have a facilitated possible way to play this game PvP without having to worry about any of this stuff. So from a PvE standpoint, from allowing you to beat the game, there is nothing to worry about. People that want to get more powerful will spend. It's going to be great for the devs, and it's going to be really healthy for the game because people are spending money and pumping in and basically helping this game stay alive, which is really important for all of us. And then obviously free-to-play players over time can go ahead and accumulate their own little awakens, and most of you are probably just going to end up with D+ and C- heroes that are your main team, and that's okay. But one of you out there may high roll a B, and heck, there's going to be someone who gets an A, and suddenly you're able to sell that on the auction house or keep it for yourself. I would personally sell it, because then you're going to get a ton of resources from the Starry Gem Mall, which is then going to help you out massively. I don't see how this update is bad. I honestly don't. And this blows my mind, because I thought it was going to be terrible. But the more I think about it and the more I dwell on it, the only bad thing is the fact that people are able to trade these Starry Gems and people are going to get scammed. But if you're smart and use a middleman, you're okay. That's the only bad thing about this. Yes, if you care about PvP, your days are ruined, but let's be real. The Celestial Island exists. PvP was already dead. The Cloud Island has put such a void between people and their expected progress that, honestly, what are you going to do? Nothing, right? Nothing. You're just going to be beaten by everybody else. So, yeah, this update's fantastic. And I think the implications of it are actually really healthy. And I think if we all just sit back and accept the change for what it is, this can be really, really good for the game. And I was not expecting this conclusion to the video because, yeah, I'm an old PvP dog from back in 2018, 2019, but PvP is not like that anymore. I've set up the IHXC to try bring something back for it, but that's my way of playing PvP. The actual PvP in this game is unbalanced, it's messed up, and that was before the Soul Temple came out. So don't hold on to the scapegoat that the Soul Temple's the problem. It's not. The problem is eons old and started with the Void. What we see right now in the game is a step in the right direction, in my opinion. It's added many ways that people can use their money in this game to improve their progress, maybe high roll, and it's given free-to-play players a little more hope on how to get resources, and it makes the Soul Temple a really exciting game mode when you get a free spin and you do get something really lucky. Yes, you're not going to be walking around with the most blinged out hero ever, but who cares? Not me. Eventually, I think you'll all be fine with your C+ and B- heroes. A's aren't going to come into your pocket, and if they do, you're going to sell it to a whale. Hopefully that's inspired you about this update. Hopefully you enjoy it. I think it's not a bad thing at all, and I was not expecting to be this positive. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be bringing out some more guides for the game in the future. I want to go ahead and remake a ton of them so that new players can feel a little more comfortable, and I want to do a lot more videos like this where it's just us talking as opposed to stuff that's come directly from Twitch. You will notice I'm moving away from Twitch direct content and leaving that on Twitch. So be sure if you want to see my gameplay, want to keep up to date with my accounts, you are joining us at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP, because a lot of it will be happening there. Although, of course, highlights will still come onto YouTube for the VIP series, for the IHXC, and I've got some other projects that I'm working on right now, such as my little secret, which you may have seen in brief in the previous video. Anyway, folks, I'll see you in the next one. Happy idling.